One of the most eccentric and flamboyant characters to ever grace our screens. Today we are going to break it down about Goldust. Break it down! What's up, Maniacs? Welcome back to Break It Down, the show where we talk about the different characteristics that make up a great wrestler and to see in the end if they are Hall of Fame worthy. Back here on the show today is my good friend, Paul.
What's going on?
Connoisseur of the Attitude Era, back in the building.
Come on, you know what it is.
We are talking today about Goldust. What did you think of Goldust growing up as a child and seeing him early, 96, 97, 98? You're a young guy, North London, You see this man dressed in gold, black lipstick on.
Mate.
Sometimes he was with gal, sometimes he wasn't. Sometimes he was chasing off, man. What was your initial thoughts of him at that age?
He scared me, bruv. He scared. I'll be honest with you, he scared me. He was so, especially that time, 90s. There was some acceptance of flamboyant people, should I say? But at the same time, it was he was so different from the rest. There wasn't a lot of characters like him. He was just in his own lane. So he was kind of interesting in a way, but at the same time, he just because he was so outside of the box. It was I didn't even look far afield to bother myself with him. But whenever he was there with the gold and the black, and even his theme music, I wasn't there. I wasn't there for it, to be honest.
Well, we're gonna get into everything that you think about Goldust shortly. Just so you guys know, we judge this on 4 different criteria: aesthetic, promo ability, which is ability in the ring, and then their legacy. So we're gonna talk about each one of these and give it how many stars we wish out of 5 stars, and in the end work out if Goldust how many stars he has in general and if he is going to be a Hall of Famer. So guys, you can play along with us. You can write down in the comments what you would rate Goldust out of 5 stars. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Smash it, in fact. Smash the thumbs up button. It does loads for the channel. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new here and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we drop a new video. So here we go. We're going to break it down for Goldust. And the first thing we're going to talk about is aesthetic. Break it down! So while Paul is writing down the number where he is going to give Goldust for his aesthetic, again, like I say, this is the packaging, what the man looked like, how he came out, his character, everything like that, the kind of physical appearance of the man that is Goldust. And let me just make it clear, we are talking about Goldust, not Dustin Rhodes, not no other iteration of Dustin Rhodes, yeah? It is Goldust, yeah? Okay, so Goldust. You've written down something.
I've written down something. And I haven't even been generous. I think I've given him a 3.
Okay.
I've given him a 3 because I kind of feel in terms of the role Goldust played, in terms of his character, he smashed it. I don't even know what word to use him as. Flamboyant, eccentric.
Yeah.
He's dressed in some onesie type black Goldust on the back. He had
remember on top of that was the robe.
The robe,
the wig.
The wig as well. Straight fringe, blonde or gold as well, whatever, that it would come off and he's bald.
Barlet.
Very glamorous and everything. And I just felt like there was no one like him. So in terms of visually, it was he looked great. In terms of the role he was trying to fill. In terms of his size, etc., he wasn't a big guy. He wasn't a small guy. I think he was relatively tall, but he wasn't very muscular in any sense. Even the suit he was wearing wasn't to my taste personally. But I could still say that he was okay. He was okay. He wasn't boring to look at, should I say, if anything. At least there was something to see. And his whole entrance and everything was quite, again, flamboyant, eccentric with the sparkles coming down and everything.
What was the thing the Titron used to say? Something Productions or something?
Shattered Dreams Productions, yeah. And it was very much like theatre almost, you know what I mean?
So I was going to ask you, was his character a movie director or what?
You know what?
Because he used to do vignettes backstage of seeing this, blah, 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 and then some dialogue.
I don't know. I kind of thought so because I felt like his whole, with the robe, having his name on the back, it was kind of just almost like theater, movie man
it was
kind
that
of
old
thing.
school Hollywood
Old school
kind
Hollywood,
of feel.
yeah. And even not that he came out in black and white, but the colors, like the lighting that they would use would be kind of like reminiscent of that sort of thing. So I never really.
In fact, when he used to come out, they used to like change the camera, and it was like a different kind of aesthetic completely when he used to come out.
Yeah, so I think it was kind of that, and I mean even Goldust kind of fed into that a bit. So yeah, I kind of think it was kind of with that, but then the way he would wrestle would be like a bit the other side. I don't really get it. It was like, yeah, you did all the, I don't know what it did. You did
what, this thing.
and then like blowing your face and all like, it's very just like dramatic, a very dramatic character. What was even, I'll get into that in anyway later, but in terms of aesthetic, definitely. I think a 3 is good. I think he played a role and he played it to like the best of his ability.
I'm considering should like if I was doing this, would I give him a 4? Like, but the thing is, I can't tell you what his character is, and I'm not sure if that's my fault. Like, I just didn't get it. Yeah. If it was obvious to everyone else, like I'm saying, I don't know whether he was a film director or what exactly he was. Like, again, he had very flamboyant. Some would even say, you know, kind of gay or something behavior at times. Like, I can't put a point on what exactly Goldust was.
And that's the thing. I think in terms of the, I wouldn't say mysterious, but the ambiguity and just, you could see the kind of lanes he was potentially going into, and that was enough for me to give him a 3. If I had it pinned down, then I'd probably push it to a 4, maybe even a 5, maybe. But in terms of,
his packaging was
good. Like, you know, you can tell they definitely invested a lot in packaging him a certain way, but I just didn't get it. So someone who maybe got it could probably say, he's definitely up there with the 4s and the 5s. But when I think of other wrestlers, and I think I got them, I know who they are, and they play that role. And he plays that role really well, but I don't know what the role is. But he's doing it, and he's doing it well. He's doing it well. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so 3 for aesthetic.
Yeah, definitely.
Break it down.
Moving on, we're going to talk about promo. So this is his ability on the mic. Was he a captivating speaker? Was he able to really sell a match? His promos, his general dialogue, just how good was it that you understood as well what he was saying and the point he was trying to make? So, Paul, his board is blank right now.
At the moment.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see.
All right, I've given Mr. Goldust for his promo cutting ability a 2.
Okay.
I'm giving
Wow.
him a 2.
Wow.
I'm giving him a 2. I don't think I've ever seen him cut a promo by himself.
Okay.
I'm thinking hard. I can't remember a time. I mean, what sticks in my mind the most, and I think it's kind of even out of the Attitude Era, was him and Booker T.
Yeah.
When they were a tag team. I quite enjoyed the dynamic because Booker T himself was quite eccentric. And him and Goldust bounced off each other well. But other than that, I'm clutching. I think
he cut a lot of promos like to the camera, like behind backstage, a lot of vignettes when he was doing his seen this and then the name of the film and then whatever he was saying sort of thing. Now that I think about it, I can't remember a time where he's maybe. No, that can't be right. Yeah. He had like his own show. You know when these wrestlers have their shows in the middle of the ring? He was it called the Final Cut?
Final Cut. I think Final Cut.
Where he used to come out to the ring and I guess address the crowds.
Yeah. I remember that, but even now that you said it, I remembered that, but I can't tell you like, oh yeah, remember when he did that one?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree. I 100% agree.
And when I think of that, I think of remember Chris Jericho's one?
What was it called? With the Geritron 5000.
You see what I mean? Like you see what I'm talking about.
Oh, what was that even?
I can't remember what that was called.
I can't believe it. Guys, put down below in the comments if you remember.
I've messed that up badly.
I can't remember.
But just the fact that like that is like the level of like when you're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Even though it came before, Goldust came before.
Yeah.
He just never, personally anyway, he never entertained me in that sense. He was just kind of like the one-liners he would do that would be a bit funny, or he was very odd and it would kind of make you chuckle. But There was nothing spectacular about him. I didn't want to see him on the mic. I didn't want the vignettes he did at the backstage. Yeah, it was cool when I saw it, but it was never something I was just like, I would live if the show went on and I didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I do remember he could be quite funny, like quite quirky, and I did appreciate that in him. He wasn't just like absolutely no personality. He had a lot of personality. I just think the personality wasn't for me, and I'm not taking that into account to kind of like bias it, but I just didn't think that was enough to kind of give him anything.
That's fair enough. It's your opinion. I think I might have given it a 3.
Why is that?
His stuff with Booker T was brilliant.
Yeah,
like his stuff with Booker T was absolutely brilliant, and maybe that's what I'm hinging everything on. I don't know, and I know as well. Like I was saying to you before we started recording, that I'm a fan of Dustin Rhodes, the man behind Goldust. So maybe there's a bit of bias in the other way, that way.
Yeah,
but I think Goldust was okay on the mic. He might have been one of these ramblers that there's a lot of like wrestlers that are kind of spoken about that they're very. The word captivating. I guess captivating on the mic. Yeah. They deliver whatever they're saying very well. But then after they've said it, everyone's like, what did he just say?
He just say, yeah.
Like, the delivery, everything's there, but it's like, it never hit home, whatever the point was. So yeah, maybe 2, 2.5, 3 is maybe where he should sit on this.
He's definitely between the 2 to 3, depending on like maybe how much you enjoyed the Booker T Goldust stuff. Because I did really enjoy that, but I don't think, if I was saying, like, I was stuck between 2 and 3, and it just lent more towards
to 2.
So I was just like,
fair enough.
Go with 2.
Guys, let us know what you think. Yeah. Promo ability for Goldust. Put it down below in the comments. Break it down. So next up, we are talking ability. But before we do, guys, smash that like button. If you're enjoying the video, smash the like button. It does loads for the channel. Paul is going to put down his score for his in-ring ability. Goldust's in-ring ability. Was he a captivating wrestler for you? Were you looking forward to Goldust matches? Were you looking forward to any particular spots? His finisher, anything like that will amount to your score. So Paul's done. Yeah. What have you given him?
I've stayed in the 2-lane, mate. I've stayed in the 2-lane.
I've
stayed in the 2-lane. He didn't captivate me at all. When I think about, when I think about in-ring ability, I think about pattern up moves. I'm thinking about the way he moves, ability, and not even ability to be like high flyer or just like what they are good at. Yeah. How good are they at that? And it just didn't excite me. I remember he used to have the kind of like sit down uppercut thing. Where
I like that. And I love that.
And that was the best thing I liked.
Where man throws himself to the ground.
Just like, bang. And that would be wavy.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing else kind of sticks through. I can't remember him being a very, like, I can't put him in any sort of category. I can't say technical. I can't say brawler. I can't say definitely not high flyer. He was just like there. And then he had the move with in the corner. Was that called the Shattered Dreams? When he
with the legs up on the rope and then yeah.
And that was just a bit too much. I was just like, nah. I was like, come on, lad, that's a bit too much. But
these times he's really kicking their thigh.
Yeah, this is, you know what I mean? Like you can tell the leg goes all the way to the back or right to the left slightly or something.
Sorry for breaking you guys that didn't know that.
Come on, guys. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. That's definitely a free count if he gets that. So
exactly.
But yeah, like he wasn't anything amazing. I even think back to when it was Booker T and Goldust. It was really Booker T that you were like that got the hot tag. It was Booker T that got and even if he did get the hot tag, he'd come in a couple of punches. I mean, I kind of think he did like a what's it called? Like a reverse kind of DDT move as well, like something like that.
Maybe, yeah,
something like that. But again, apart from that, he didn't wow me in the ring. Yeah, very capable. He's been around a long time, so he knows what he's doing around the ring. But maybe his character kind of hindered maybe showing what he could do. He was always like kind of like
because the character has to come first.
The character kind of came first, so maybe his wrestling ability was never really put on show. He was never really allowed to kind of show what he can do. I can't remember any big singles matches other than when he was in some sort of tag team, and maybe that's what hindered him. So I'm sure he's very accomplished and capable, but I didn't see enough of it to interest me.
I mean, you know me. You guys always say that I give too many stars.
Bro, you're very generous.
That I'm too generous with the stars, but I think this is fair. I mean, at most, again, I would have said 3. Probably off the back of my respect for Dustin himself. Dustin Rhodes just had a hell of a match on AEW at the time of recording. I think this was maybe like 2 weeks ago now. It was what they called a bunkhouse match. He was in a tag match, and the bunkhouse match is like it was like farmyard features. So we had like hay at ringside and all this kinds of stuff. And he was in a tag match, and it was basically a no disqualification match. And both teams put on an absolute hell of a show. Like I think it was rated about 3, 4, or 5 stars that particular match on the show. So I know he can do it. As Goldust, his ability as well, I think was there. But I mean, unless he was ever holding a title or anything, I don't think he was necessarily used in a position where he got to show off his repertoire like that. It was just like, okay, Goldust is gonna talk some smack. Someone that we're looking to push is gonna come out, beat him up in 5 minutes. Goldust is just gonna be the reliable hand to help us get the young man over. So I will agree with you.
There we go.
On your 2 out of 5. It's not about me anyway, but I feel like that's fair. Like I feel like that's a fair one. So 2 out of 5 for his ability. Break it down. Last but not least, we are talking legacy. So this is the legacy he's going to leave behind. Championship wins, legendary feuds, legendary things that he did in the business. What is your score out of 5?
Goldust.
Just Goldust. Unfortunately, not Dustin Rhodes. But yeah. Okay. Let's see what you thought of the character.
I think I've been fair, and I've given Goldust a 3.
Okay.
Because there's not someone like him that I've like in terms of there have been those kind of like individual characters. There's that what's that guy? Mr. Sister Abigail.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. He kind of falls into that category.
Yeah, these supernatural kind of characters.
Kind of like out the box kind of guys. And I think I've given him a 3 because although personally, like I didn't get maybe as Goldust anyway, you don't really see the wrestling ability in terms of the promo skills as well. Not really the greatest from what I saw anyway.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of the overall package, Goldust definitely stands on his own. Yeah. And everyone kind of knows who Goldust was.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, he definitely has that legacy that you say Goldust, you know you're talking about this guy. And there was no like, oh wait, who was he again?
Yeah.
You remember straight away Gold and Black. You remember the lipstick. You remember the dramatics, the wig and everything. So even when like, you know
I'm gonna be doing that all day.
And you remember that as well. You remember that 100%. So I think it'd be harsh to give him anything but a 3. Anything less than a 3 personally. I think he definitely carries that whole persona very well. And even when he was kind of phasing out of that Goldust role, it was still very like, you know, people be happy to see him because of the kind of character that he's played and for so long as well. So I got to big up Goldust, big up Dustin Rhodes. He's done an amazing job with the character. Maybe not for me, maybe, you know, some caveats that stopped him from being a bit of a better character, but I think he was kind of a victim of the character, a victim of the role that the character had to play didn't allow the wrestler, should I say, to come out of it.
Didn't give him much room to maneuver, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Having said all that, I'll throw a little caveat in there. Okay. He was a pretty well decorated wrestler from, if we say, the mid card down.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a 9-time hardcore champion.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how highly you rate the hardcore championship, but I think at the time when he was hardcore champion, it was pretty significant belt.
Yeah, no,
Undertaker
definitely.
held it.
Definitely.
European champion, I believe. Intercontinental champion, I believe. Tag team champion.
Yeah, of course.
He was with Booker T and then with his brother Cody. It's he done all right for himself.
You know, he did all right. He did all right. He did all right, but he wasn't like he wasn't I mean, in terms of, I mean, maybe it's not about being exciting, but he held those belts, and no one can take that away from him. But again, except for when he was with Booker T, it was like, yes, I'm happy these guys, like, I wanted to see him as champion. When he was champion, it was just like you wanted your favorite wrestler to take the belt off him.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
No, that's cool.
And that's, I mean,
it's not necessarily his fault though. That might be how he's written.
That's how he's written, and I know it's a bit harsh because I'm kind of like hinging on the way he's written and stuff like that. So of course I can't take away from the fact that he did aspire to those things, everything pretty much, but he wasn't really a cruiserweight or anything like that. So he's obviously he hasn't got the world title, but he was never really going there. So for what was in his spectrum, what was in his lane, he got them, and he held it for a bit. I think he had a decent run, European champion, as I remember. But I definitely remember the hardcore titles. And that time, it wasn't like the 24-hour kind of thing.
Yeah, the 24/7
It was before that, when
you
know there was proper matches going on. And yeah, he definitely picked it up a couple of times. And yeah, I definitely respect him for that.
Do you think when I say legacy here, I'm talking just how long he's been around.
Okay.
Obviously, like we say, the man Dustin Rhodes has been around for ages. Goldust was a significant part of his career. Do you think he should have ever been blessed with the big belt, the world championship, even on like a, them legacy ones they give away to like Mark Henry and that, like, thanks for your service, hold the belt for a couple months and then take it from man? Do you think that he should have even got it in that respect?
No. I don't think he's...
You can't imagine Goldust.
I can't imagine it, and I don't think his character's got enough to be a believable champion.
Yeah.
So when I think about people like Mark Henry, Rey Mysterio, even to an extent Eddie Guerrero, they had a bit about their character where you could believe that they could actually win the match.
Win the world title.
Yeah, win the world title. That they could use their set of skills. There's only so many times you can go down and or kick man in the balls. Like, there's only so many times you can do that.
So you weren't sold by Goldust's moveset alone?
I'm not set on his moveset. And that's where I think when people get maybe frustrated with those kind of, not token, but giving it to the unexpected guy, you could still believe, like even Rey Mysterio, you can believe that he could win a title.
Yeah.
You could believe that Eddie, Mark Henry, they had a particular set of skills that would allow them to be pushed. And even some of the other people like Chris Benoit, who clearly had the
ability,
the skill set, so it wasn't hard to push it over. But with Goldust, that would be a very hard.
No,
push.
that was the answer I was looking for. By the way, it wasn't. I don't mind the legacy. Oh yeah, you've been around. Take the championship. But when I can smell it, when I know this is clearly what you're doing, I don't like it.
Nah, exactly.
But yeah, I feel some man do deserve championship. I remember some WrestleManias ago, they gave Zack Ryder the Intercontinental title because like he's always banging on about this is the title he always wanted. Obviously, maybe people like Bret Hart and that he aspired to. This is the title they held. So this is the one he wanted, and they gave it to him at WrestleMania 32. For one night, Monday Night Raw. The next night, he lost it to Miz. So, oh my God. Yeah, I thought Zack Ryder in that instance would have gone on for a little run, at least 1-2 months, like pay-per-view. 1 month. Yeah, but yeah, that's when I hate the whole legacy thing of just give it to him just for a one-off sort of thing. Yeah, but no, I think we're in agreement that Goldust was where he was. Yeah, he done very well for where he was in terms of how decorated his career was. Later days of WWE, he wasn't really used much, and now we see him as Dustin Rhodes in AEW. So yeah, I think 3 for legacy is fair. So guys, that is all the scores that Paul has given out. A 3 for aesthetic, a 2 for promo, a 2 for ability, and a 3 for legacy. We're going to do an average now and work out how many stars overall Goldust deserves for his career. Break it down! So the scores are in, and Goldust scores 2.5 stars out of 5 as a wrestler as a whole. For me personally, my barrier for Hall of Fame to be Hall of Fame worthy is 4.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess on this metric, Goldust doesn't make Hall of Fame. What do you think of that?
You know what? It's difficult because you can kind of put him in Hall of Fame for legacy, for for time served, for his overall package, for Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
You definitely wouldn't say he's not a legend. He's not Hall of Fame worthy. But when you break it down the way we have, I think when you just look at his overall Goldust career, I mean, I wouldn't say he's forgettable, but he's definitely not someone that you'd be like, yeah, he's there. He's like, oh my gosh, like I think sometimes Hall of Famers deserve to be there for different reasons.
That is true.
Yeah.
I would say, and it sounds so bad, but I would say Goldust as a character is borderline forgettable.
Yeah.
Like, depending on just when you were born.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's borderline forgettable. But in terms of wrestling history, I think Dustin Rhodes has to go into the Hall of Fame.
100%. I think that would be a better shout.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe one day we'll do Dustin Rhodes on the channel and just rate him for everything, his contribution throughout all his characters.
Yeah.
And all his different iterations. But I think Goldust 2.5, I think is probably about fair.
Yeah, no, I think so.
And I think that I'm just thinking, he's not in WWE right now, but would WWE put Goldust, the character, in the Hall of Fame? And I just don't know. Like,
I don't think so personally. No, I don't think so.
I mean, I think I could see them doing it years down the line, but he wouldn't be the main headliner for that year's Hall of Fame. Nowhere near.
It'll just be like a, when they're reeling off the name.
Yeah, he'll be one of be one of the 10 or so that they put in any year.
Definitely. Yeah, I think maybe as the years compile, you start to get a bit more nostalgic about him, and then you'll start to. People might see him in a different light, like, oh my days, remember Goldust? Like kind of like I won't say like a beginning of really like being in your character, but just like he was definitely one of the starting pioneers in some regard anyway. So yeah, maybe some years down the line, but right now
you're not feeling it.
Nah, I'm not really feeling it. But big up Goldust anyway. I think he played his role and he played it well. He picked up a couple championships, so I can't. I can't mock it.
He's never been get off the screen for me. I've always just thought, Goldust. That's it. Like, I've done, and I know, you rated him. I know whenever he's in the match, I'm gonna get a solid match. There's not gonna be any mistakes. He's probably gonna lose, but he puts over the other person. Every now and again, he might have a very fun run with a title or just a fun feud that he's involved in. He can mix it up with the guys at the top of the card very well in terms of in the ring. Again, he will probably lose, but he can do that. And like you said, he knows his hat and he wears it well. And that's about it. Sometimes you just need those reliable guys.
And we need those guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You need those reliable guys around.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So that is Goldust, 2.5 stars out of 5. Guys, put down below in the comments what you think. Aesthetic, promo, ability, and then legacy. What do you rate Goldust? Give us your scores down below. And also write down below if there's any other wrestlers that you would like to see us break it down for. Paul, I appreciate your time here today on this show.
Anytime, brother.
We're going to come back. We're going to do some more really, really soon. Guys, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Do all of that good stuff. And we'll see you here next time. WrestleManiac UK signing out. And I'll see you soon.